Hi, I'm Dave Warzel, and you're watching PHTV4, and we are at the center in Palos Park off Southwest Highway. They have a special event coming up, and we get a really important opportunity to talk with Mark Walker, who's the Pathway Director here, and Mark Raber, who is the father of somebody being honored, memorial honor for a fundraiser you're all doing, right? So we want to talk about this. You guys call it Dash for Den. It's coming up October 19th. People can still sign up and register for this, right?
Yes.
And Mark, can then you tell us first, what is Dash for Den, and what are the donations for? What's the event about?
Dash for Den is our sixth annual here. We had a couple of them in Naperville starting in 2018. Dash for Den is a 5K fun run, fun walk, and it is in memory of a fallen Pathway man, Dennis Raber. And it is to raise opioid awareness of the addiction, the scourge of opioid addiction, that is. And it is also to help run the Pathway program. All donations benefit the Pathway to Sobriety program, which is our on-site substance abuse recovery program here at the center in Palos Park.
Okay. All right, so very important, worthwhile cause. And you mentioned people, it's walk and run. I think I would be in the walk group. But so they can go online to register at the center? Is it?
Yes. What we're asking people is basically to show up. Mm-hmm. There's no formal registration process. And if they've got questions, to call Mark Raber or Maureen Esposito. And those numbers are all provided online at our website.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mark, let me ask you then about this event, and, this is in your son's name. Can you talk about, why we need to do this event, what it means to your family to have this event?
Yes. It's real important to our family because we could relate to both sides. People in recovery here at the center, you get to see them in recovery. They stay here for like a year, and that's the good side of recovery. It's a great program. The men get adapted to life, so we get to see that progress here. And the other side for the Dash that day, we get to get the word out to really a lot of young people. We'll have 60, maybe 100 kids, youth kids, that come out, and our hope and kind of mission right now is to get to the youth, to spread the word and educate on the dangers of opioid use and the horrible fentanyl that is killing a lot of youth. So trying to get ahead of that before they enter recovery and just educate parents and kids. So that day we get to really talk to a lot of people and start the conversation with parents and kids.
All right. It sounds so important, not just as a fundraiser, but as an educational thing. And Mark, I wanted to ask, can you talk to us, how did this event get started? How did you guys end up hosting this thing?
Well, the Rabers have always been important parts of our fellowship. Dennis Raber went through the Pathway program in 2018, a little bit before that actually. And the fellowship that the Raber family has demonstrated and throughout has been very important. They as Mark just indicated, they really wanted to help get the word out about this, about a scourge that is really affecting and destroying a big part of a whole generation. They thought that that this would be a good forum, and we completely agreed. We're very close to our hearts the idea of recovery and how important that is, and the Rabers and us were just a perfect fit.
It is it's such a sad story. At the same time, even though it probably begins with something very hopeful, because he went through the program, he got healthy, but then he got trapped into an addiction. Can you tell us a little bit about Dennis and how that ended up happening?
So, like everybody else, or so many people, normal families, normal family, normal neighborhood, everything. And he was in college. I think the initial problem was he was suffering from night terrors or something, and we were uneducated or unfamiliar with that. And he was prescribed some sort of a medication for that. Underneath that, we didn't know he had the addiction gene. So that turned into more. So you don't know that until you actually, had alcohol or a pill or something. So that got worse and worse. And then, he was a normal kid, cared about everybody. Relationships were important to him, like so many other kids here, and that's gone through this disease. And he worried. So normal kid, and then it just, once you're in the thralls of the disease, in the depths of the disease, it's hard to turn back until you finally raise your hand and say, I need help. So we went through about 3 or 4 years of that, again, the same script for our family as many other people going through this. It's horrible. It's a disease that no one should ever experience, but it is prevalent. It is everywhere. So he was in a good spot. Life was good. Work, relationships were good. He had a slip, kind of a desire to be normal, like everybody else, and he purchased some cocaine, and it was 100% laced with fentanyl. He didn't intend to die, but he didn't have a chance. So that's one of the hopes and goals that we have too, is to tell people about the illicit dangers of fentanyl and how recreational dabbling, or however you decide or happen to do a drug, how much more dangerous it is today. Like 7 out of 10 pills are actually laced with an illicit component for death. That's a horrible number. So a lot of young kids who attempt to have fun or do something out of peer pressure or fear don't make it, because the odds are really against them, and we're trying to get that word out. So again, he was poisoned by fentanyl, and it's a tough message, but we hope to put that out more and more each year and get to more and more people.
Any person you can help, or family you can help and save in some way from going through that experience. And I think you hit on a key concept there. It is a disease. There can be a genetic predisposition to this that can compound the problem. I think you captured it really well, whether it's some young people thinking they're going to have fun, or maybe they're peer pressured, or whatever the situation is. It doesn't matter. It's a dangerous situation they're stepping into, potentially, unfortunately, with life consequences.
Yes.
Is there something else you want to add? Or I thank you for sharing your story. I think it's really important that people understand, and this event gives you an opportunity, the public, to help get out the education, help provide people with assistance when they need it. Mark, anything else you want to add that people need to know about this event coming up?
Well, we just hope everybody comes out, and at these kind of events, there's always a mixture. There's a mixture of hope, and there's a mixture of fear. There's an idea of sadness, and there's an idea of renewal, and we kind of want to push the positive end of the needle there, towards hope, towards renewal, towards education, to destigmatize, and all of these things coexist. These opposites coexist, and we want to really emphasize the positive. Even though it's a solemn event, it's also a joyous event. And those kinds of oppositions, I think, have to come out into the light. It's a prevalent disease, but it's also hidden. Mm-hmm. And we want to keep it from being hidden.
Yeah, really important concept. I mean, if you're going to help people, or you're going to turn a corner and make things better, you got to bring it into the light.
Yes.
Right. And I think you've captured again exactly well that there is something solemn about this event, but there's a huge message of hope here in the people that might be reached or saved in some way. Mark, again, thank you very much for sharing the story, and I wish you and your family the best and what you're doing for the community through this event. Mark, you too, to the center. So that's coming up October 19th, Dash for Den, actually at the Children's Farm, mm-hmm. Okay? But you can check it out, the center, for information, check out their website. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. Good luck with the event.
Thank you.
I'm Dave Worsley. You've been watching PHTV 4. Thank you for watching.